Fred Barstein with 401k TV here in Las Vegas at a NIPA annual conference for this week's edition of Fred Talks. And I am here with Peter Provolos, who is a co-founder and currently president and CEO of Penchex. He's been there for 24 years, and before that was a TPA Trust, president of NIPA at one point, and also the head of San Diego's retirement system. So congratulations on all of that. Welcome, Peter.
Thank you. Great to be here, Fred.
Okay, if we ask you a few questions.
I would love it.
Okay, so I know a lot of what Penchex focuses on is finding missing participants within defined contribution plans. And before we get into how your company is solving that problem, let's talk about the issue about missing participants. How does that come about, and what's wrong with the system that sort of creates that problem, the leakage?
Well, it is a huge problem, as you know. It's a multi-billion-dollar problem. It comes about from a lack of really staying in touch with your employees throughout their employment history with you,
right?
And then especially as they leave, their exit of the company.
Yes.
Is somebody staying on top of them, making sure they understand that they're going to be receiving instructions on benefit payments.
Right.
If they're going to move, please make sure you notify your former employer that you're moving.
Right.
And so what happens is, person leaves, they receive something in the mail about what would you like to do with your benefits. Maybe they have moved by now,
right,
or they ignore it. And over time what happens is that communication is broken.
Right.
And the employer, of course, now is in a quandary. What do I do?
Right.
And if the account balance of the participant is under 5,000, the law says the employer can establish a IRA for them.
Right. Yeah. So it's called a deemed IRA. They can get them out of the plan, but if it's not 5,000, what do they do?
Then they stay in the plan.
Over 5. So it stays over. So the company could be saddled with lots of people in their plan. They don't know where they are. They can't communicate with them. So how does Penchex help? What do you guys do?
Well, one of the things we do is that we'll do a search immediately. So you have submitted something to us about a participant, a plan sponsor, submitted a individual's name, their account balance, can't find them, we do a search. If we're unable to locate them under that search, then the plan sponsor has a choice. If it's under 5,000, they may set up an IRA with us. If it's not under 5,000, the money will stay in the plan until that participant is located. But let's take the case where it's under 5,000. We've now established an IRA. What we created when we first got into the creation of a default IRA, we created a company called the National Registry of Unclaimed Retirement Benefits.
It's a catchy name.
Thank you very much, Fred. The purpose really was that what happens if you've turned somebody's money over to us?
Yes.
How do they find it?
Yes.
How do they know where it's at?
Yeah.
And so with the National Registry, there are 50 word phrase combinations in both English and Spanish that eventually will get somebody to that site. So for example, if you said, "Donde está mi dinero?" it'll get you to the site. And when you get to the site, it asks one question. Enter your social security number. Don't want your name, don't want an address.
Okay, that's fine.
So,
and how many people and assets do you have in that National Registry?
Oh, the National Registry's got to have probably a database of about 500,000 people in it.
500,000 people, and all of those people have some deemed IRA?
Absolutely.
And what is where are the assets? How much money are we talking?
Well, those assets are held in FDIC insured.
You do?
Yeah, totally.
So safe accounts, yeah.
It's all safe. Well, it's not by our design. That is the Department of Labor regulations. Yeah, it has to be an insured product.
That's a big problem. We talk to plan sponsors about those missing participants, whether they're under 5,000 or over. Do the plan sponsors engage with you directly on this?
It depends. Many times, depending on the size of the company, we're talking Fortune 1,000, 2,000 size company. Oftentimes they engage directly with us.
Yeah.
The smaller companies engage with us through their actuary or their TPA firm or record keeper or advisor. Right. Absolutely.
Okay. And so online it's penchex.com or? All right, very good. Well, thanks for sharing that. That's really valuable information. I know it's a hot topic with our plan sponsor community.
I might say one other thing. With the National Registry,
Yes.
let's say you have a plan sponsor has somebody that has more than 5,000,
Yes.
and they've done a search,
Yes.
send out the certified letter,
right,
and still haven't found them.
Yeah.
Go online, register them with the National Registry. It doesn't cost you anything. We created that company
And
as
you'll
a,
help find them.
We created that company as a
Not-for-profit?
non-for-profit organization. So there's no cost. So now you can say, I've closed the loop. I've done everything the FAB asked me, and I've also registered them with
Got
the
all
National
the prudent documentation,
Right.
which is what ERISA calls for.
That's exactly right. Fred, thank you very much for this opportunity.
Thank you,
It's been a
Peter.
pleasure.
Thanks for watching this week's version of Fred Talks, and stay tuned for more. Thank you.